We have a NASCAR triple header this weekend. Let me just see really quick. OBS updated, so I have to check my audio. Let me just see something really quick. Okay, it seems like we're all right. We had OBS update, and I'm also now hardwired into Starlink for the evening. Hopefully the stream goes well. Hopefully we have some people join. I have a little bit more energy than we did the other night. What was that, Sunday after the race? I don't know what it was. I think I was just tired, ready to be done for the week, for the day. But here we are on a Thursday night. Hopefully some people roll into the chat soon. We can have a good time talking about the Darlington race weekend coming up here on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Actually, are they even racing on Friday? Yep, practice is on Friday. So, we'll see if some people hop in. Hopefully we get some people in the chat. In the poll, we have 2 votes affirmative for the having been to Darlington Raceway. I would also be in that affirmative group. I have been there twice. Sure, we'll talk about that as more people join. But yeah, let me see if I wonder if you can hear that in the stream. It is nice having a little bit of music that I can listen to instead of it just being quiet here. Whoops, that was too loud. The microphone might pick it up, so I don't know. Oh, I see a bunch of hearts in the chat. Alright, we could just shut that off. I guess I don't need that. That's a lot of hearts in the chat. I appreciate your hearts. I think I have a feeling who the hearts are from. I might have a guess. You're the only one here to support a lonely fella on a Thursday evening. Hopefully some people roll in. We'll see though. I think the audio's good. I think visual's good. Like I said, OBS had an update and people are probably tired of watching me work on these cars, which I don't blame them. After today's cars, I only have 4 more to do, so I'm gonna try and knock these 4 out because we are getting down to it. Oh, gross. Let's fix that. Whoa. 2 votes in the chat for going to Darlington. Appreciate the contributions. Let's see here. What to discuss? There's plenty of topics. We just need someone to discuss them with. I've kind of stopped posting on Twitter that I'm going live because, like, I don't know. Generally, if you're on Twitter, you're not going to go over to a different platform, to YouTube. So I figured we'd just stay on YouTube. Maybe one of these days I'll start streaming to Rumble, but today is not that day. You have to do... There's like extra steps involved. so maybe one day I'll get to it, but not today. Cody also said he was going to work on getting me the stuff for the other car, but I haven't heard back from him yet, so not too sure about that. Man, the channel's just like completely fallen off the past week. It's like YouTube decided to stop pushing it into the algorithm or something. Although that's not entirely true, because a lot of the people that we have that watch are pretty regular viewers. Oh dang, now nobody's watching. Oh man, I could say whatever I want. You know, it's funny, I was going to use these live streams to kind of pull video from them. I don't even know if it's worth it. That's the Di Maria heart. Di Maria. We could talk about Premier League. West Ham plays Aston Villa this weekend. 2 claret and blues. You, my #1 fan. Well, thank you for supporting. At least somebody cares around here. Were you one of the people that voted in the poll? That have been to Darlington? My assumption is yes, but I'm not sure. I'm ready to be done with these cars. Yeah, that's what I figured. Appreciate the vote. It says 7 people have viewed the stream, but it also says 0 concurrent viewers, so I'm really not sure how that works, considering you're currently in the chat, which would lead me to believe there's at least 1 concurrent viewer. I voted an hour ago and somebody did. Yeah, I saw that. So somebody else knows the stream is happening tonight. They're currently not in the stream, or at least on my screen it says they're not in. On my screen it says you're not even here. It says 0 concurrent viewers. That doesn't make any sense to me, because clearly we have at least 1. So, not really sure how that one works out. But, whatever. Whatever. We have 3 races this weekend again to talk about. Oh, now it says 1 concurrent viewer. Well, that's good. Thanks for being here. Weird. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. YouTube's been trying to kill my channel for the past week. They said, your NASCAR stuff is not that interesting. Nobody likes NASCAR these days. To which I say, pretty true. Pretty true. Wow. Weird indeed. Well, you can go do something else. You don't have to hang around here. I'm sure someone will join. Maybe. Hopefully. Bueller. Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to, like, get into all the weekend stuff if nobody's going to be here. Or if you're the only one that's going to be here to talk about it. Because I know you don't really care. And then I'll just end up repeating myself, and I don't really want to do that either. I mean, I get it that people get busy and stuff, but it's just weird. Like, for all the people that have jumped into the streams, you know, historically, it's not like, you know, it's not like we only get a few people. I don't know. It's just kind of been weird. Like Ross's video from last week, barely got any views. 28 views. It's fine. It is fine. No IndyCar this weekend. That's probably the most disappointing thing of the weekend. We've been blessed with good IndyCar racing to start the season, and now we have no IndyCar races this weekend. Which is, I think it's disappointing, personally, because we were having a good time with it. Our boy Kyle Kirkwood's leading the points. Started off the year real strong. Now there's an off week before they go to Alabama. But we'll talk about that next week. Yeah, this is just weird. The algorithm is not in your favor lately. You're telling me. It has said, goodbye, old friend. You are not worth my time. I just don't get it. It's crazy. Like I said, the last week's Friday video only got 28 views. And that's why I'm wondering, like, I've done more editing in them. Is it even worth it to do more editing if they're only going to get 28 views? Like, the whole reason I'm doing more editing in those videos is because people were watching them, and people, like, you know, we're getting around 100, 125, 150 views per video. So I want to make it more interesting for the people that are watching. But, like, if nobody's going to watch it, what's the point? The whole point of the channel is just to show, like, do a video catalog of all my cars. So if nobody's watching, like, I'll just go back to doing minimal editing, rotate the car twice, and then talk about it. I won't put any race footage in there. I won't put any other footage in there, which kind of sucks because, you know, it's fun doing it, I suppose, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate situation, so not too sure really what to think about it. It'll be 2 years coming up here. It looks like we have dropped some frames, so I don't know. Has the stream been okay for you? I don't remember if we ever dropped any frames on the other internet. That wasn't really something that I paid too close attention to. It had to have been, because we had a couple streams where we had YouTube errors and it wasn't receiving enough video to run cleanly. So we had to have dropped frames in the other internet. Looks good to you? All right. I mean, it seems fine. I don't know. It says we have excellent connection. It's not yelling at me yet. So my assumption is that it's good, but I guess I don't really know. That's crazy that nobody else is here. I get it. People are busy and stuff, but, like, I don't know. Kind of disappointed because I was excited for tonight. I was ready to roll. I was ready to get into it. But nobody's here. I don't know. Nice said he was going to be gone for a little bit. I can't imagine people are just... Mine said two for a while. See, mine never said two. No idea. And I, like, obviously they didn't hop in the chat or anything like that, but Nah, mine's been consistently 1 the whole time. Well, actually, it said 0 to start, but it's been consistently 1 the whole time. So, yeah, who knows? If there is a second person in here, welcome to the channel. We normally work on cooler cards than these, but I'm just trying to get these done for Cody. If there even is a second person in here. But, yeah, I'm disappointed in that. And I feel like we were getting pretty good engagement, too. Like, people were staying for a while, hanging out. So you would think that the algorithm would see that and be like, all right, we'll send your stuff out to some other people. I don't know if I'm naming the streams wrong or what. What is the name of this stream? I don't even know what it is. What did I call it? Should I have put NASCAR somewhere in there? Yeah, see, I just put race weekend preview. Maybe I should put NASCAR in there. It says that now it says there's 2 live viewers, but not on OBS. What the heck? Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Hello to the second. Oh, you know what? I know who the second viewer is. He's not actually watching it. He just has it on his phone. Uh-huh. Maybe I gotta change the music back up to my symphony. Maybe the video is a little jumpy. Well, that's not good. A little jumpy. Are you watching it on your... Well, you have to be watching it on your phone because you're chatting. He's hitting the emojis. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. Yeah. Yeah, we've dropped a few frames, but I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I'll continue to test into Sunday. We'll wait to make the final decision on the internet into Sunday and see. We'll do that stream too, and then we can decide if it's worth it or not. Man, I'm disappointed. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. I have a lot of cool cars that I will be working on in the not too distant future. It should be. I would think. I'll have to check. I'll look at my phone and see when I get the messages from the other one that it says it charges it. I wonder if you two are the only two to vote in the poll as well. Maybe I should post it to Twitter because I know some people follow me on there. Some people that follow me on there jump in. Like maybe they don't have notifications on or something. But I guess to that, like also the streams are always at the same time. You know, it's Thursdays and Sundays. We've been really consistent on that. So at least the regular people that would jump in the streams, they would know that already. So I guess there'd be no reason to have notifications on for them necessarily. Unless they're very forgetful, but probably not. OBS updated and it changed how the audio mixer looks, and I don't like it. It's purely an aesthetic thing. I think the functions are all the same. Like, I don't think any of that actually changed. But now the aesthetic of it is different, and it's just, I don't know, it looks weird. Man, what a sucker punch. I got an email notification that goes some weird folder that I never checked. Oh, yeah, they text me. Hold on. Since nobody's here, I can look. Let me just finish doing this one decal here, and then I'll switch over and I'll look. Maybe everybody's out partying this Thursday night. It's Thursday night, the weather's decent. Although I'm pretty sure most of the people that watch are not from around here. Maybe the weather's decent wherever they're at. See, like, I keep seeing a random emoji or two, but it still only says one person's watching. So, I mean, unless you're doing it, which I doubt you are, somebody else is. Maddie D is back. Uh-oh. Greg is here. No, I just sit in silence, which makes it even more difficult for me, especially when nobody's here to talk to. Greg is here, though, to save the day, coming with the information that Matt DiBenedetto is back. Okay, where is he racing this weekend? I haven't looked yet. We're gonna look together. I'm assuming he came in and voted on the poll. Decaling some cars yourself. All right, that is good to hear. Keep up the grind. Are you doing all of those MBM cars? The 66 cars? That'd be my assumption. And I'm also going to make an assumption that you were the third vote that have not been to Darlington. That's my guess. If I were to vote, I would vote yes. But I can't vote. Can't vote on my own polls. Worked on some Supras. What were those for? Let me see. Kinetic. 28th of February, 30th of January, 31st of December, 29th. So it's like the last couple days of the month that we get emailed for the internet. So I feel like we have a little bit of time. Because today's only the 19th, so what would that make Sunday? Sunday would be the what, 21st? 22nd, I mean. Yeah, so we got a little bit of time. So, yeah, we can hold off until at least Sunday. See, we've dropped a decent amount of frames. We're up to 475 frames dropped, but it seems to be doing okay. It's crazy, I just made many of their test car, now he's racing for them. All right, well, hold on. We can get into the race weekend stuff. the 35 car. I'm assuming, so that sounds like an O'Reilly ride. Let's look at the qualifying order. We'll look at the qualifying order for this one, and we'll look at the qualifying order for this one. Okay. I guess we'll just talk about it unless like a bunch of people jump in, and then we can get into it. Click here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Click here. Okay. So you said 35 car. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. It says TBA. It says TBA on the O'Reilly page on J-Ski. You might be lying. You might just be lying to me. I might have to do some extra research. 35 test car. You must have willed it into existence. That must be what happened. Whoa. He's running a Michael Annett throwback. I also saw somebody, I think Rayum in the Truck Series was running a throwback for Michael Annett, which I think is cool. I know, like, when Biffle passed away, it was like a big shock and everything, but I feel like Michael Annett hasn't gotten nearly as much respect shown to him. Like, I know he wasn't the quality level driver that Biffle was, but I mean, he was still in NASCAR for quite a while. Also, the Junior Motorsports car is just not running any throwbacks to a driver that was on their team. Is, I don't know. I get the whole throwback thing's kind of over. NASCAR kind of killed that, like the sanctioning body, but yeah, pretty interesting that Junior Motorsports isn't even, to my knowledge, I haven't seen anything that they're doing anything for that, for Michael Annett. So pretty strange in my humble opinion, especially Junior being the quote-unquote historian and such of the sport. You'd think he would have a say in what his team does, but yeah, it's pretty weird. I guess we can look at some of the paint schemes too. Let me just finish this decal up, and then I guess we could just start pulling up some paint schemes. Two-thirds of you have been to Darlington. One-third of you have not been to Darlington. I'm so ready to be done with these cars. I've said that every single stream for the past, like, I don't know, 10 streams in a row that we've worked on these stupid things. I did a little bit of work off stream on these ones. Just trying to get them done. Not a lot of work, but just some more to quicken the process a little bit. All right, give me a second. We're almost done with this. Then we'll look up Matt DiBenedetto. Well, I appreciate you being here, even if you're working on your own cars. And I know that if you're working on your own cars, then you're not going to be too involved in the chat because, well, I understand what kind of time and like focus it takes to make these things. So I don't expect you to chat all the time, everything. But it's good to see you. Glad to have you here. The algorithm's been weird lately. The channel hasn't been, I don't know. It just seems like YouTube has decided that it doesn't like the channel anymore. And like just isn't pushing it to people or whatever. So kind of weird from that aspect, but it's fine. We got what we got. We're almost at 500 subscribers. We're at 497. We're 3 away, so that's cool. That's a crazy milestone to hit. It is neat though. It's interesting. Some people just are there for the D'Agostini. Other people are here just for the streams. Some people are here for the Friday videos. So it is kind of neat seeing different people in the chat and in the subscription information tab. Braden, what's up? Hope you're doing well over there, wherever you are. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a chill Thursday. We're going to talk some Darlington here coming up shortly. Yeah, I was just telling Greg, if he's even still here, the algorithm's been weird lately. Like, the channel's been relatively dead in a sense. Like, the Friday videos haven't been doing so well. Like, Ross's video from last week has done nothing. It got like 28 views, which is like one of the lowest viewed videos I've had in a long time. And it's weird because it was the gold car. So, you know, it's a pretty sought after car. And I figured, and it just came out. And I figured, and the short for opening it got over 1,000 views. And I tied those two videos together. So yeah, I don't know. It's the algorithm's been weird. Yeah, YouTube's it's got some weird algorithm stuff going on, but glad to hear you're doing well, Braden. Yeah, to your point, I'm doing all right. It's the end of the week. Friday is tomorrow. I'm working from home, so that's always a positive. I don't have to drive to work. And then the weekend. So we have some things planned for the weekend, but nothing too crazy. YouTube is horrible. Listen, I didn't want to just like completely out it because we are on the platform. But yeah, it seems like it is no longer YouTube. Yes, ads, not to mention just the AI garbage videos that people are posting. It also seems like they're heavily favoring specific content creators and specific type of content. It's just, yeah, it's disappointing because the essence of YouTube is great. Just being able to post, you know, whatever videos you want, and kind of build your own audience. But yeah, I don't know. It's been progressively getting worse and worse and worse over, you know, the past few years. And like the problem with like Rumble is it's nowhere near like as competent or as big as YouTube is. So people just don't go to Rumble to look stuff up. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be hard to build a platform over there. And then, I mean, whoa, that's loud. And then, what's the Kick, Twitch, those other streaming platforms, kind of the same thing. I don't know, just a lot of ads and stuff. And just the overall user interface of those platforms I don't really like. Speaking of AI garbage, Hardy's unveiling AI scheme is absolute banger. What's the first shot we saw? Like, Clanker Gen. I love it. That's hilarious. I love it. Yeah, I'm pretty over AI. I saw Fox's AI video of Darlington where Joey Logano's car was doing a burnout, and it had like, it was just so bad. Like, I don't understand the laziness, because somebody has to like type that into a prompt, right? So some work has to be done. Why not just go back, find the race footage of the race that you covered, Fox, 3 years ago or 2 years ago or whatever it was, and play it? I don't know. Like, I keep saying AI is taking over and AI is going to ruin everything. Like, also the AI moderation for YouTube. There's a guy that I semi-frequently watch who recently had a strike on his channel because he was covering a news story about a firearm law that was getting passed in Virginia, or looking to be passed in Virginia. And so there were people protesting with their firearms, just kind of at their sides or at their hips. They weren't like raised or anything like that. And the YouTube AI algorithm flagged his video for showing firearms. But it was a news, like it was a fair use news thing. So it wasn't even his video. So yeah, the AI stuff is just out of control. I'm pretty over it, and I know a lot of people are too in general. And then you see like all the bot farms and stuff. The more AI we get, logos, posters, sports graphics. Yeah, you're right. And it's, I guess at the heart of it, it's just really disappointing. Because it's not even like, I don't know. It makes you appreciate like what Sam Bass did for NASCAR and the quality designs that he had back in the day, and that like the stuff that would come from his mind and he could put it onto paper, right? So it makes what he did all the more impressive. But yeah, I don't know if it's people being lazy, which I do have a feeling that that's a huge part of it. People just being lazy, not wanting to design stuff. But yeah, even like, I've seen it on shirts and stuff. There have been people with AI shirts and it just looks terrible. It's just frustrating. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's overall disappointing, but I mean, I guess we're in such a small percentage of the population that thinks it's a bad thing, because apparently enough people think it's a good thing and they keep running with it. So, not really sure how to solve that problem. All right. Well, don't forget to vote on the poll if you guys haven't yet. Two of the votes have gone to Darlington. One of them has not. I have been to Darlington. Actually, the thumbnail picture, if you guys noticed, the thumbnail picture is my own picture. So I did take that. I did take that picture for the thumbnail tonight. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we'll go over the weekend schedule. All right, you know what? Let's just get into it. So we'll look at the truck series. Let's see. There. Okay. So we got the truck series. Hoping Frankie Muniz can do well this weekend. As always, want to see him do well. Corey Himes back in the 5 truck. Anything surprising? Yeah, you're not going to see Daniel Dye in the, what was it, the 10 truck, I think, was his. Right? Ooh, Ross will be in the 45. All right. Ross is pretty good at Darlington. He won there. Was that 2024? I think Ross won at Darlington in 2024 in the truck. And then he's had some pretty strong finishes and strong races in other, in all three series, honestly, at Darlington. Hocevar will be in the 77. That'll be fun to watch. Ooh, the truck series might be the fun one of the weekend. Justin Haley will be decent. Corey LaJoie will be a wild card. Hocevar is obviously a wild card. Majeski, Rhodes, and Riggs, Chandler Smith, they'll be good, obviously. Eckes will be decent. Yeah, it should be a fun weekend. William Sawalich being in the 1. Oh, Christopher Bell's in the 62. That's kind of, it's an underfunded team with, what's his name? Stuart Friesen, I think. I'm assuming that'll be their second truck, I think. They don't have the resources that some of the bigger teams have, but I think Christopher Bell being in that truck should run it pretty well. I think he's capable of putting up a good run in that equipment, so that'll be fun to watch. So the truck series should be a fun one. I guess we could. Do you think Spencer Boyd will win the truck race? You can't. Oh, so AJ's gonna be in the 10? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say, it says TBA on here, but if AJ's gonna be in the 10, that'll be another good driver and decent equipment. I think it's Ram, right? So they're still learning, they're still building their database, their books. Mr. Toothpaste, good to see you. If you haven't, vote on the poll about Darlington. Spencer Boyd, do I think he'll win the truck race? Honestly, probably not, but it could happen. I'm not going to say no, but I doubt it. So, yeah, that should be... truck race should be a fun one, actually, looking at this driver lineup. And here, if we go back... we go back one more. So, the race is on Friday night. All right. So qualifying is at 3:30. No, practice is at 3:30. Qualifying's at 4:30-ish. And then the race is at 7:30. Daniel to Hendrick. Daniel Suarez to the 48. Yeah, we'll get to Cup in a minute. Just hold on. Just be patient. We're covering trucks right now. The saddest news of the weekend is there is no IndyCar race, so I'm disappointed about that. We've had 3 really good IndyCar races to start the season, but alas, there is no IndyCar this weekend, so that's unfortunate. But we can move over to the O'Reilly Series. Now, Greg was saying that, yeah, no Daniel Dye. I have opinions on that. I don't know. It's just disappointing from a PR standpoint, let's say. I understand why everybody has a problem with it, I guess. Because you have to represent your company, you have to represent your industry, sure. But, I mean, it's pretty embarrassing, in my opinion, from NASCAR for suspending a driver and putting him through sensitivity training. I think that's the wrong call, but snowflakes. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, to put it lightly, I suppose. I wish everybody would kind of just grow up. Him wearing Mopar shirt doesn't. Yeah, I know, and I understand. Like, from a business standpoint, I understand it, but I wish everybody would just kind of collectively grow up and be adults. Like, what he did was a childish thing, sure, but I mean, taking him out of the seat. I mean, like, yeah, that's definitely worse than what Daniel did. I agree. I don't know. I'm really sick of the political correctness culture that has been in this country for the past like 10 years. It's just frustrating. So plus he's younger, he's a kid, like I get it. It's just, kids say stupid stuff. It just is what it is. Yeah, he has to represent his brand. Like, I understand all of that. None of that is lost on me, but I don't know. It's just everybody's so soft and everything has to be so polished and PC that, like, that's, to be honest with you, that's a big reason why Hendrick kind of frustrates me to begin with. Like, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, they were all very, like, and William Byron, Chase Elliott, they're all just kind of polished drivers. They're very corporatized. I like the drivers to have a little bit of personality, but just it seems like across the board it's so like here's where I wish I had a lot of money and I could sponsor some of these teams and drivers and be like, as long as you don't like hurt anybody, actually, you know, it's funny. I know it's a joke, but there is a little bit of irony to what you said there, because if he says what he said, like if change none of the words, right, and just changed the tone with which he spoke to a southern hillbilly redneck voice, nobody bats an eye, right? Nothing happens. He doesn't get suspended. I mean, literally, who was it? Was it Steve Phelps called Richard Childress a stupid redneck? I think it was Steve Phelps. I don't think it was Steve O'Donnell. I think it was Steve Phelps. And nobody, like, it was a really bad look, but you didn't see the whole world burning down. So it's the double standard that I have a problem with. It's the rules are not applied equally across the board. You know, you have to cater to one side in particular about being offended or not being offended, and that doesn't sit well with me. If they did the same thing for both sides, I wouldn't care, as long as the rules are applied equally. But since they're really not, it does frustrate me. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a big industry and there's a lot of money in it, and that's all anybody cares about is money. And that's the driver for pretty much all of anything these days, is just money. Not for the love of the sport, not for the enjoyment of whatever it is. It's just all about money. Everything is a business and they only care about money. And it's a shame. And also, people can't take jokes, and that bothers me a lot, because like I grew up on the Modern Warfare 2, Halo 2 lobbies and stuff, the Black Ops 1 lobbies, like Call of Duty, like nothing was off limits back then. Taught you a little bit of thick skin. Taught you how to grow up and, you know, fight back a little bit for yourself. But I don't know. We can't have that these days. Everybody's got to be protected for whatever reason. I don't really have like too much else to say about it. Grew up on Halo. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you were in some of those chats. They were pretty wild. Some of the things people said in there was pretty crazy. I never knew so many things about my own mother from other people, if you know what I mean. It was crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't know how we go from that to everybody's offended about every single little thing. It's mind-blowing, really. But at the end of the day, it's disappointing. Like, I'm generally just disappointed with the whole situation. Greg, you're towing a line. You're towing a line, my friend. I don't disagree, but like, YouTube might not like that. You're gonna get my stream banned. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, there's not a whole lot of common sense to be had out there, and it's honestly pretty disappointing in general. So anyway, aside from that, listen, I hope he comes back, and I hope he wins a lot of races. He's just a kid. I don't think he will, but I hope he comes back, and I hope he does really well. So, as far as the O'Reilly race goes, Saturday, Greg, I think you said that Matty D is going to be in the 35 car. Right now it says TBA. Who's going to be in the 5 and the 55? Because those are also TBA. Yeah, those are the only ones. So looking at the back half, unfortunately, our boys, Ryan Sieg and Jeremy Clements, are going to be qualifying first in the first group because they had some bad runs last week. Taylor Gray as well. He got wrecked last week, but he'll probably qualify well. Same thing with Mayer. JJ Yaley's in the 5. Okay, so that car is probably not going to do a whole lot. Anything else from the people in the back half? Probably not. Like, Ryan Sieg will probably qualify top 20. Jeremy Clements probably the same. Obviously, Taylor Gray probably qualify top 10. Same thing with Sam Mayer. Those guys will both probably be in the top 10. Connor Zillage for wrecking Clements. Was that who it was? I didn't remember. I feel like he didn't do it on purpose. Ross is pulling triple duty. Listen, Ross, my guy, win all 3 races. I want a Ross Darlington sweep set. That would be fantastic. Our other boy, Kyle Sieg, qualifying in the second group after a solid run at Las Vegas last week. Obviously, you see Ross there in the 9, a Junior Motorsports car, right? Well, see, that's the thing. I don't really wish bad upon anybody, but I'm not really a huge fan of Connor, but I'm also not like a hater like you are. I have a very like vanilla level like thought of the kid. I'm not for him. I'm not really against him either. I'm pretty apathetic, I suppose. So yeah, you have, I think Brandon Jones, he won this race in 2019, I want to say. Is that one? I don't know if he won it again, but I'm pretty sure he won it in 2019. Obviously, Justin Allgaier will be good. Larson in the 88 again, he'll be good. Christopher Bell in the 19. Oh, so Bell is also pulling triple duty, if I'm seeing that correctly. So we have Ross and Bell both pulling triple duty. Oh, okay. What's his name? Brandon Jones won here last year. Okay, so yeah, he's pretty decent at Darlington. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure the one that he won in 2019 was that Ross and Denny battle. I think Ross was in that 10 Nutrient Agricultural car, that green and black one, or black and green, whatever. And then I think Denny was in, he was in a red and white, was it the red and white 54 maybe? Or the red and white 20? Yeah, I think it was the 54. I think. But yeah, that was, if I remember that race correctly, that was a pretty insane battle between those two. And then they got together, and then Brandon Jones kind of just like swooped in at the end and took it. What else? Corey Day. Bleh. Sports clubs. Sports clubs. Okay. It was red and white, wasn't it? Wasn't it red and white? In Ross's car, I'm pretty sure it was the black and green one. I'm pretty sure. And I do know, I guess I think Brandon Jones's was a throwback that he won with. I think it was black and yellow. I think. So should be a good. Again, I do think Saturday will probably be the best race of the weekend. I've said that pretty much all season. Said that last year. For a $50, I don't even think you can send money because my channel's not monetized. I don't really know how that works. I don't think you can get super chats until the channel's monetized. Which we're close, by the way. Well, we're close to the subscriber count. We're not close to the watch hours. You're all about that, though. You seem to at least post one of those at least every stream. But I don't think that's how it works. I don't think I can get super chats until we're monetized. But I'm not really sure. So yeah, I think this one will probably, honestly, it might come down to Larson, Bell, and Ross. That should be interesting. Plus, my camera is like on my desk, so I'd have to get on top of my desk to do that, and that's just not very practical. Not very practical, unfortunately for you. Yes, I will be going live Sunday to recap the weekend. Yep. 8 o'clock, same place, same time. We're building a schedule. So if you've noticed over the past 4 or 5 weeks, we're kind of building this schedule. So every Thursday and every Sunday we'll be going live. Last Sunday, I just wasn't feeling it for whatever reason. I think I was tired or something. I just didn't want to be there. Tonight I have a little bit more energy, which is good, obviously. But yes, I will be live Sunday, 8 o'clock, same place. I don't know if you were here earlier. Well, I appreciate it. I enjoy your company and everyone's company in our live streams. They are fun. I was getting a little worried at the beginning because there weren't too many people here. I'm probably gonna not make that one since I'll be at Braden's going to the track. So did you vote in our poll? Because I guess I don't know if you've been to Darlington before, but you could technically vote no today. And if I were to have the same poll Sunday, you could technically vote yes. But that's exciting. So are you going for the full weekend? Are you going for just the Sunday race? What's the plan? Give me the details. Because I've been there twice. 2015 and 2023 were my 2 trips to Darlington. And both times a blast. You've been to a good chunk of race there? Okay. Were you there in 2023 and or 2015? I was at the Southern 500 for both of those, the Labor Day weekend race. Did they go there twice in 2015? I don't remember. They definitely did just the cup race? Okay. That's kind of my Michigan. Like, I've been to Michigan a ton of times, mainly just for the cup race. I always wanted to see an old school cup race at Darlington, but we never got a chance to go. There were a lot of old school races I wanted to see. 23? We might have crossed paths. I was wearing my big William Byron hat. We might have crossed paths. You never know. But yeah, so Saturday, I'm thinking Saturday is probably going to be the best race of the weekend. As I constantly say, the O'Reilly cars are just better. They race better. They look better, in my opinion. Kind of a stacked field also. The truck field was pretty stacked. Saturday's kind of pretty stacked too, with Kyle Larson, Allgaier is good, obviously. Sheldon Creed, Christopher Bell is good. I mean, Love's been good. Sammy Smith. It's going to be a fun race. I think Saturday is going to be fun. Hopefully our boy Ryan Sieg can get up there and mix it up with them. I'm hoping he can put a good race together. Hopefully. All right, so we'll just back it up here to... Yeah, so practice is at noon. Qualifying's at 1. Cup could also, since I believe they're going to have the new horse. All right, we're going to get to Cup in 1 second. Just hold that thought 1 second. So, Anthony, good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you already missed the truck and the O'Reilly weekend stuff, but we're getting to Cup here in a second. So races at 5:30 Saturday night, which is going to be cool because it's going to be kind of a dusk to nighttime race, which I love the aesthetic. If you guys saw the thumbnail from today's video or today's live stream, I took that picture at the 2023 race. Actually, maybe my wife took it. I don't know. Somebody took it. But now going over to Sunday. So yes, Braden, to your point, it could be good. New horsepower. So what? Higher horsepower, less downforce, I think is what they're going to be doing. I think. I haven't really looked into it a ton. I think that's what it is, right? High horsepower. Higher horsepower. Not like Dazzle Snake says hi. Hello, and hello to Milo the cat. Hopefully he and the cat are doing well. Does he have the Chase Elliott car proudly displayed somewhere? Like on the mantle above the fireplace or something? Somewhere cool. I wish they would go back to like 900 horsepower, 950, something like that. That would be great. And then skinny those tires down so a little less contact patch on the ground. I think that's one of the main things about Cup that I really dislike are the tires and the wheel package that they have. I think that's one of like my really, really hated things about the cars. Aside from like from an aesthetic standpoint, aside from the numbers being shifted forward, the wheels, the sidewalls being smaller, the wheels being larger, and then a single lug nut, it just looks wrong on a NASCAR race car. I think that's probably what it is. Because I'm looking at all the Ross cars in my collection over here to my left, and I see his Xfinity cars from Las Vegas and Daytona, and then from the other Daytona, and they all have obviously the large sidewall 5 lug nut tires on the 5 lug nut wheels, and then the truck series all have those as well. And then you get to the Cup cars, and they just, I don't know. That's probably it. I've been trying to put my finger on why I really hate the Cup car aesthetic. The wheels and the tire combination probably have a lot to do with that, if I'm being honest. It probably is. Thanks for talking me through that, guys. I appreciate it. So hopefully Sunday's race is better with the new higher horsepower, lower downforce package. Timmy Hill's going to be back in the 66. Connor Zilic is in the 88. Is Connor Zilic not running full time? Why does he have an I next to his name? I'm pretty sure he is eligible for points, right? Or do I just like not pay attention? Somebody tell me. Give me the knowledge. I'm pretty sure he's running full time, is he not? Which would make him eligible for points, which is weird. I personally think they look all right on the Gen 7s and make it. I understand the unique aspect of it. You're definitely correct when you say that. One of my biggest grievances, I suppose, with that is NASCAR was always like, it could be a typo. It could be a typo. Say hi to my girlfriend, Pavine? I'm not good at pronunciation, so hopefully I said that right. Pavine. Hello. Welcome to the channel. We have some fun here. We decal cars. We talk about racing. Honestly, it's all right. We just hang out. Nothing too crazy. It's probably a typo as far as the ineligibility goes for Connor Zilic. I think you're right, Braden. But my biggest grievance, I suppose, with the single lug nut wheels on the cup cars is NASCAR was like, we want the cup cars to look like your street cars, right? They wanted to get back to an aesthetic. Now I know it's limited with a race car versus a street car, but I have yet to see a street car that everyday people drive that has a single lug nut on it. All of the street cars have 5. So it's one of those things where, like, sure, the cars look a little bit more like street cars with the symmetry on the bodies because, you know, your normal street cars aren't skewed left to right side or something like that. But I don't know. It's just, yeah. Now, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure the Camaros don't have a single lug nut on them. I'm pretty sure they're a star pattern, 5 lug nuts. But yeah, I think that's just kind of a pet peeve. Like, they say they want them to look like street cars, yet they do something like that. So, and also just the pit stops. The pit stops become less cool when they're so fast. Like, I understand, sure, that they're quick and the teams have done a really good job with shortening the time that they're on pit road, but the, I don't know, just it's less impressive, I suppose, with just 1 lug nut instead of 5. You only have to be good once instead of 5 times. Yeah, I agree. The Gen 6, they definitely did that more so with, like, the nose of the car and the body shape of the car for the Gen 6, like the one we're working on today. It was because the car tomorrow, the Gen 5, that was pretty much all decal that made those cars look like street cars. And, you know, they were basically just standard bodies with decals on them. They were a little different, the shapes of them, but not much. It very difficult to tell from the TV. And I mean, honestly, even in person, when you were up close with them, if they didn't have the decals on them. So yeah, to your point, yeah, exactly. They did try to do that a little bit with the Gen 6. But I don't know. If they would have just kept the Gen 6 and maybe updated them a little bit, instead of doing like a complete car overhaul and making it more like a sports car, I don't know. NASCAR has gotten so far away from like the stock car aspect of the sport that they should have just kind of stayed with whatever was working for them. But I mean, we could talk all day. We could talk all day and all night about, instead of going to the car tomorrow, or instead of the car tomorrow that we got, you know, going to a car that was basically the Gen 4 with more safety improvements. And that would have saved NASCAR from going down the path of, you know, terrible racing, drivers complaining, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I think everybody will always find something to complain about at the end of the day. There's definitely that aspect of it, but yeah, I don't know. Something about the cup races just doesn't interest me. Well, aside from Gordon retiring, but I'm hoping for a better race from SVG this week. I was disappointed last week. He kind of, like, that first lap, first of all, great save. We talked about that on last week's stream. Really, really fantastic bit of car control from him. I know he got a little bit into Briscoe, which kind of helped him straighten the thing out, but I mean, still, excellent car control from the Kiwi. Justin Allgaier's in the 48 car again this week. I think I saw a thing that said Bowman's going to be out for 3 races. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was 3 races. I don't know what to think about Alex Bowman. Like, I feel bad for the dude because he's had the concussion problems. He had the back issues. Like, it seems like he never really got a fair shake at Hendrick Motorsports. It's always been something. Like 2021, I think the year he won 4 races was his best statistical year. But everything other than that, it's just been like problem after problem. Some things not even of his own doing. And it just kind of sucks for him. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the route forward is. What would be interesting, I don't know, did we talk about this last time, is if he basically stepped out of the 48 car and they signed Corey Heim. That would be, I don't know what the contracts look like with Toyota. I know nothing about any of that. That would be interesting though. I'd say, but it's official that Bowman is going. After this year, sure, I don't disagree. Maybe even before the end of this year, if he, if he decides to step away, just due to health-related issues, which sucks. Like, I hated that Kurt Busch retired early because of the concussion thing. Yeah, I mean, nothing else to really say. I mean, other than Ross going for the 3 dubs of the weekend. Larson's going to go for 2. O'Reilly and Cup. Denny Hamlin will probably be good again. The Gibbs cars will be good. Whoop-de-doo. Hendrick cars will be good probably too. Whoop-de-doo. 2311. Just, I don't know. It just seems like there's maybe, I don't know. It just seems like they're all going to be good. And it's going to kind of be so close again that you don't really know how to call it. That was kind of like last week. Bell was good, Hamlin was good, Byron was good, Larson was good. They're all good at different stages of the race, different points in the race. I hate stages. We don't have to talk about that today, but do you think we'll see green flag pit stops at all with the stages? I like green flag pit stops. I like 5 lug nuts, Here's my thing. When they make changes just to make changes and not for like safety innovation, I think that's what frustrates me. Like, I have no problem with getting, going away from like the catch can at the back of the car to having the recycled fuel come back up through the hose into the fuel, the gas can. Like, I have no problem with that because, okay, yeah, you say it takes away a crew member off of the over-the-wall crew, which sucks because it's cool, but that's one less person to hit if somebody spins out on pit road or does something. That's an easier way to prevent spillage from fuel overflow. So, like, I like those things from like a safety standpoint, like safer barriers, obviously, the Hans device, all that kind of stuff. But like changing the lug nuts from 5 to 1, like that's not a safety innovation. Toyotas will be a star of the show this race. They're pretty strong, 500, not to mention. Did they sweep both races last year? Oh, I remember last year's race. Yeah, I don't want to say Rudy Fugle basically threw it away, but I'm pretty sure he held Byron out too long on a green flag pit stop or something like that. It had to do with the stages because they were pretty much didn't the 24 lead like the entire first half of the race or something last year, and then I think it was a stage caution that like messed everything up or something. It was something like that. And then who won in the fall? I don't even remember. So Hamlin won in the spring, I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember who won in the fall. Fall was the playoff race, wasn't it? Or was it the last race before? I don't even know. I'm not even... Yeah, Byron dominated most of the spring race. Yeah, that's what I thought. Who won the fall race? I don't even remember. Was it Reddick? Briscoe. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't remember. My level of caring, you guys know this, my level of caring has dropped off so much. But yeah, so I guess we'll see. I mean, I'll still watch the race on Sunday probably. Practice and qualifying are more than likely on Saturday. Practice qualifying 2:30 to 4:30 on Saturday. Green flag at 3:12 on a Sunday. Man, can't we just go back to like 1 o'clock start times? I wish. In case you're not familiar, here's the car we've been working on like a million times. But anyway, let's just go back to this. So, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely. Well, I can't say definitely. I'll probably watch the truck race on Friday. I'll definitely watch the O'Reilly race on Saturday, and then I'll more than likely watch the Cup race on Sunday. Again, no IndyCar. West Ham plays, I think, on Saturday, the Premier League. So I'll be paying attention to that as well. I know the people that are in the chat right now don't really care about the Premier League, but that takes up a little bit of time on the weekend for me. I guess one thing to say, oh, you know what? I think West Ham plays Sunday. That's disappointing because that's right during church. But one thing about that is I guess if they did go to 1 o'clock start times, depending upon who's playing, I would 100% miss the start of a race. Like if West Ham's game starts at 12:30 on a Sunday and the race starts at 1 o'clock, I'm not watching the race over watching West Ham play. So I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but like the way that NASCAR is these days, and I guess anything, but you could literally turn on the last 5 laps. I mean, I guess you could do that with soccer too. You could just turn on the last 5 minutes of the game. But I would rather sit down and watch an entire football match or soccer game, how the Americans say it, over sitting down and watching a full Cup race. 100%. I'd honestly watch like a random Premier League teams over a full Cup race sometimes. Like if Brentford's playing Crystal Palace or something, or Fulham's playing Wolves, like I'd sit down and watch the full game of that over the Cup races these days. Which is kind of disappointing to say. I understand that, but I know Greg likes the American football. I don't know if he's still in here. He might have bounced. I know he was working on some decals and stuff, so he might have hopped out, but I know he likes the old American football. Braden, do you watch anything other than racing? March Madness is on right now. I filled out a bracket for that for my boss at work. I don't watch basketball ever. He's like, you should fill out a bracket just to see. So, Greg is here. Yeah, Greg likes that American football. The egg ball, the pointy ball. I thought it was you. Might have been somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it was you. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody likes their own things. So, it is what it is. If everybody was the same, the world would be a boring place. Or if everybody liked the same thing. Not really. Yeah, soccer is the only other thing I watch other than racing. I used to be pretty big into baseball, but I've always liked soccer and NASCAR. Those have been my two things that I've consistently watched since I was a kid. There was a phase where I was into baseball for a little bit. There was never really a football phase. And then, yeah, I mean, when Cleveland won the championship in 2016 for basketball, like, I was 100% bandwagon fan then, but I never really liked basketball. I was hoping the Indians would win the World Series. I would get I'm not really from Cleveland, like I'm from the Cleveland-ish area, but I would get rid of the football team and the basketball team if the Indians could have won the World Series in 2016. But didn't happen. So, yeah, baseball's all right. Baseball's a sport that, like, the postseason's really exciting. Most of the other games are just super chill to go hang out with your family. Like, especially during the summertime. Like, a summer day game is go hang out at the ballpark, have some food. But honestly, I hate going downtown. I don't really like cities. They're not my favorite places to be. So, I don't typically go downtown too often. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Soccer and NASCAR. Those are my two things. So yeah, there'll be a lot of Premier League on this weekend. There's some Champions League over the week. Chelsea and Tottenham both exited the Champions League from the Premier League. Manchester City. Actually, I think Manchester City is out too. Because I think Real Madrid beat them. I have to check. You guys don't care about any of that. I think we're going to go to 10 tonight. I haven't made tomorrow's video. Do you think it's really worth putting in the effort to make the Friday videos? Because I don't know if you guys have watched them lately, but I've been adding like race clips and doing different like editing things in them as opposed to just having the car rotate twice and me talk about it. Like we're not really getting the views on the Friday videos for me to justify doing all of that editing because it's just extra. NASCAR, NFL. That sounds like that. I don't know you more than what you've chatted, but that sounds very on brand for you. Honestly, I respect it a little bit. I respect it. But yeah, I'm thinking like the Friday videos, they don't have to be so involved, especially since people are barely watching them. So I'll probably just go back to simplified versions. I'll be honest with you. Do it. Well, it's not necessarily that just like I guess makes me happy, because the whole point of the channel to begin with was so that I could do kind of a video archive of all of my cars in my collection. And that's pretty much what it started out as. You know, so I'd talk about whatever the car was, the race that it was in, the driver, all, you know, simple stuff. It'd rotate a couple times so you get a full view, hood open, you know, all that kind of stuff. But then as the channel kind of progressed, you know, obviously the D'Agostini, a lot of people like those videos. Those take forever and a day to edit. I don't really love doing that, but they do, a lot of people like them. So, you know, I put a decent amount of work into those ones for everybody. And then, you know, the Friday videos, I've been doing a little bit more and more work as I've gotten a little bit better at editing, but I mean, I don't know, I just don't feel like putting all of that work in if they're not really going to do that well, and that wasn't the purpose of them to begin with. So, I don't know, we're almost at 500 subscribers, and like I feel like the people that are here are the ones that care. And they're either going to watch them or they're not. Which is another weird thing, because like 500 people kind of see that my videos go out and like 28 people decide to watch it. So that means there's over like 450 people that are subscribed that just don't watch them, which is crazy. Because like if I subscribe to somebody on YouTube or Rumble or whatever, I'm going to watch whatever they put out. Because I subscribed to them because I like the content, so I'm going to watch it. It's a crazy concept to me to subscribe to somebody and then not watch anything they put out. Maybe I'm different. I probably am, but it's just crazy. But I guess that's how people are. It's honestly a shame you don't have more views. The presentation with the cars makes it look fun. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was like, I've had that particular vision for so long where I don't even know how long back that vision goes of the cars rotating on the mirrored finished ground with a black background. So the main focus. Now I'm not like a videographer. I didn't go to school for video presentation or anything like that. I'm just a dude that has a bunch of cars collection and that has like a somewhat creative mind. And so, yeah, I just wanted to have the cars obviously be the center focus. And that's why, like, I built a box. Maybe one day I'll do like a behind the scenes and show you guys what I built, but it's basically just like a cube, and then there's lights shining down from the four corners at the top, and I just put fabric around it. It's kind of a really crude little build, but it gets the job done, and it looks pretty decent. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that. It was just something that I kind of had in my mind for a while. I'm like, it'd be really cool to just showcase the cars. And then, yeah, you can actually change the brightness on the light settings and everything like that. So they also have like a strobe effect. So if we wanted to get crazy, I could have like the strobe lights going on the car while it rotates. If you have epilepsy, obviously that's not a good thing, but yeah, that was kind of just the main reasoning behind it, was just to be able to showcase them and I don't know, take everybody along on the journey if they wanted to see cars, because I like looking at other people's collections and seeing what they have. And obviously I only collect a few drivers, so there's plenty of cars out there that I don't have, so it's always cool to see what other people collect. Anthony, my day, it's going all right. It's going all right. Tomorrow's basically the weekend because I get to work from home on Fridays. So I don't have to drive into the office, which I really like. And yeah, the unfortunate thing is we are going to my cousin's funeral tomorrow. So that is the unfortunate thing, but yeah, he was the one that painted well, I don't know if he actually painted it, but yeah, they painted the Coca-Cola car, the Chase Elliott car. So yeah, that's kind of an unfortunate thing, but he's not suffering anymore. He went downhill pretty quick, and he's in a better off place than here. So it sucks for us, family and everything, but he doesn't have to deal with all the BS that we have to deal with. So yeah, other than that though, it'll be a good weekend. I mean, and it'll be good tomorrow with memorial service, and we'll get to talk with family and everything. So there are obviously good things that come out of bad events. So yeah, just unfortunate, but it's a weird thing to say, but it is part of life. So yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm ready for the weekend. We're going to breakfast with my family on Saturday, and then they're doing an Easter egg hunt at our church. So our daughter's going to be able to do our first little Easter egg hunt, so that's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be a pretty good weekend overall. Hopefully the racing's good. Hopefully Ross will get the sweep, the weekend sweep. That's what I'm pulling for. If he doesn't win Friday, it's over, obviously. But yeah, so I hope you're doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Well, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to do the best I can, help everybody out and be as positive as I can be in other people's lives. So, it's a little it's a very little platform that I have, but I hope that I can, be entertaining, but also be, positive for everybody. Hopefully you have a good time. You enjoy, the time that we have on this channel. We can hang out and talk about some racing things and enjoy each other's company and stuff like that. So yeah, I just try to be overall positive, and then use the skill set that I've been given, for positive things. So yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while. His Connor Zillage decals have shipped. They're on their way. I still got to get a donor car for all that, but we'll work on that one on stream. That one will be in the not too distant future. I have a few other projects ahead of that one, but we will get to that one in the not too distant future. I think Ross wins trucks. Not sure about O'Reilly and Cup though. See, the truck series, he's gonna be in the 45, right? Nice Motorsports. That's the last time he won it, was with the 45 team. With being in a JRM number 9 car though, I mean, I know the field's stacked. I know there's a lot of good drivers. There's a lot of good drivers in all of them, but I think he could win O'Reilly. Yeah, I think you're right about Sunday. There's going to have to be some really weird things that take place, I think, because Trackhouse hasn't been great this year, and Gibbs obviously has been in 2311. I still think that there's something. I can't prove this. I have no evidence of this, but I swear there's something with those 2311 cars. Something about the lawsuit that they're getting extra horsepower, officiating's looking the other way on something. I don't know what it is. Can't verify it. No idea. But the Chevys have struggled a lot I think it's because they went to that new body and they're still trying to figure it out a little bit. At least in the Cup Series. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about it, but I mean, I'm hoping Ross goes for the sweep, but I think honestly Sunday would be the most challenging for him. I don't know if he'd be able to win Sunday's race. Oh, I see we got some more votes coming in on the poll. So we have 60-40, 3-2. I would put it up to 4-2 if I were to vote on the poll. I've been to Darlington twice. Fun track, cool track. It's an old track. They have done a good job with kind of keeping the facility up to date with, modern amenities and things like that. But it still has kind of an old school feel, and that's kind of the way Martinsville is as well. I haven't been to Bristol, but Martinsville, they've upgraded things and they've modernized some things, but it still has the old school feeling. Trackhouse is kind of modern right now, except for the road course. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it probably has to do with the Chevy bodies, but I also think they probably plateaued, because they got a grip on the next gen car pretty quickly in 2022. Ross won at Coda early on, then he won at Talladega. I think Daniel Suarez won at Sonoma that year also. And then, they were running really well. And I think everybody just kind of caught up to them. So, and I mean, Ross won twice in 24? No, 23. Once in 24, and then once last year. So, I mean, he's been pretty consistent with getting 1 or 2 wins a season since 22. 2 in 22, 2 in 23, 1 in 24, 1 in 25. So, whoa, emojis popping off in the chat. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, the Ross collection is one of my most favorite parts of all of my collection, because he has driven so many different random cars. And I only collect his wins. And he's driven the 42, for what was that? For Chip Ganassi, and he won in that. And then he drove the 45 for Nice. He drove the 10 and the 16 for Colleague, and then he's been in the 1 for Trackhouse. I do think nobody's helping with that, but they have been like this. Yeah, and I wonder if part of that had to do with like the weird Daniel Suarez kind of things that were going on. I don't know. Like, I don't think Daniel Suarez is a bad driver necessarily, but I wonder if like there was any morale or like data sharing problems or anything like that was going on internally. Now, they're never going to tell anybody, but I just wonder if that was a part of it. So, I don't know. Or maybe when Pitbull left, because I know he had such a huge impact on like race day operations. But yeah, I'm not really sure. They have kind of fallen off a little bit, and it is a little disappointing. But I mean, SVG, well, the thing is, SVG has been getting better on ovals, so I think that will help in the long run. But yeah, I'm not too sure what the deal is at the moment. They've been kind of bad, to be honest. But again, the first 5 races of the season have been very bizarre. Like, it's a very strange track mix. 2 super speedways, a road course, a mile flat track, and a mile and a half. So, which honestly, you're going to have to be good on pretty much all types of tracks to be good the whole season. And again, yeah, the whole point system, I don't love it, but it's better. The larger sample size, the more legitimate the champion. I wonder if the chase is going to be a stepping stone in like 10 or 15 years. They'll be like, all right, the chase was good, but we want full season points. And then at that point, like, everybody will be on board. Probably not. Or they'll just increase the chase to like 16 races instead of 10. And they'll just keep doing stuff like that. They'll be increasing the sample size. Like, well, we need a champion that has the most races under their belt to show you that they're the true champion. And then everyone will be like, yeah, let's just do a full season points format. Maybe we'll get to that eventually. Probably after I die. They'll go back to that because nobody will be around to remember what the old system was. Granted, I didn't really watch during the Winston era, but yeah, so there's always plenty to think about, plenty to talk about when it comes to NASCAR. They give us some interesting things to discuss. I think what the plan here is going to be, I'll go back to full. Do you think so? Oh, when is that? That's 2030 or 2030 something? Because okay, Braden, you bring up a very valid point, and I will supplement your point by saying I hope what they do is once this current TV deal is up, that'll be what? I think it's 2030. 2030. Okay, so 2032. Okay, so 2032. In my opinion, what would be ideal, and I don't know if we can get there, but just if NASCAR could just stream all of their races on their own channel. I don't think it's feasible or plausible right now. But could we get to a point where NASCAR builds itself up to a streaming channel? Because let's be honest, they clearly haven't catered to their older fan base in a long, long time. They've been trying to get rid of their older fan base for a long time. And most of the people that are part of that older fan base, they're not only have they gone by the wayside, like they don't watch NASCAR anymore, but they're not the ones that are going to be watching on streaming. All of the younger people are going to be watching on streaming. So if NASCAR went to like a full year, you get all 3 series, practice, qualifying, everything. You get that for like, I don't know, $100 a year, $200, whatever it is. Pick a number. But it's all on one streaming platform that NASCAR owns and has. And then they could do whatever they want. They could do full season points. Then they're in control of everything. I know that's still like 6 years away, so there's some time to kind of figure that out. But that would be, in my opinion, that would be, I don't know. I'm mixed on that, but it would be. Well, that's what I agree. I agree that you're probably not going to bring casual people in right away, especially with it being, I mean, I guess cable is behind a paywall, but, with it being behind a paywall, you will definitely get people complaining right off the rip. But, yes, it will be consistent, and it will have everything on it, and then what they could do is they could have, like, full race replays. They could have their other shows they could put on there, kind of like a Speed channel was back in the day. But this would just be whatever the NASCAR channel is. If they could build that up, I think that they could utilize it very well. And yes, to your point, it would be very consistent. So every single week, whether it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever, then you could dictate the times. You could pick all of that stuff. You could broadcast everything. You could, you could do pre-race. You could do post-race as long as you wanted. And you could stream it all. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I really like about this, having it on the CW, the O'Reilly series, and having the IndyCar series on Fox. The whole season's on there. You know where it's going to be. And those are also free if you have a digital antenna. So there is that. But like, I don't know. I could see something like that happening. And I could also see, like, we're kind of past the point of all of the older fans complaining about stuff. Because, like, a lot of the older fans left when Jeff, Jimmy, Tony, Dale, Matt Kenseth, Greg Biffle, Mark Martin, like all of those guys retired. A lot of the older fans left. Like, we've all seen the decline in the charts, right? Of the fan percentage, the viewership percentage just drop and drop and drop and drop. So how many people are they actually going to lose if they go to a full season streaming service that's like $100 or $200 a year, and you get like multiple hundreds of races or broadcasts, because you have Cup, you have O'Reilly, you have trucks. They could probably even throw ARCA on there, and then maybe once you start building that up, you could, because isn't like Flow Racing pretty much all of like local stuff and dirt track stuff? Because they kind of do that already, right? It's not as national as NASCAR is, but if NASCAR would, well, I don't know how they would broadcast it as their TV deals are running out. Like, hey, this is our last year with Fox. Hey, this is our last year with NBC or whatever. Tune in next year. We're going to have this whole new thing where you can just subscribe one time at the beginning of the year, and then you get everything. I don't know if Fox or NBC would like them like advertising that on their broadcast, but I don't know. I think Flow Racing is kind of like that, but I don't know. That's, if I were in charge, I would be trying to do some sort of model like that, where you would also, or you could post all of your practices and qualifying on YouTube or Rumble or Twitch or something like that, and you could broadcast from there. I don't know about all the infrastructure and the logistics of that, but I think that you could do that, you know, maybe broadcast practice on YouTube every week or something just to generate interest. Something. But I think the current TV deal is a disaster, as far as like quality and decision making. Because I also don't really want to see NASCAR die either. Like I want it to continue to thrive and to do well, but they just make so many bad decisions. It's almost like you have to hit rock bottom before you start to come back up. And I think the lawsuit was rock bottom for NASCAR? I don't know. I don't know if the lawsuit would be considered rock bottom, but pretty darn close. I'm not really sure. I don't really know how much lower they could have gone. But, yeah. I don't know. If I ran a lot of things would be very different. But yeah, so I'm thinking like we'll finish these ones up on Sunday, and then I'll have 4 to go. 4 more to go. Oh, I'm so excited. I just want these cars done. I want them out of here. Get them out of my house. 4 more to go. I only have to put 4 more of these on. 4 more of these on. Can't wait. Alright, so should I pick a random car from my collection to do tomorrow? Should I do like the Jeff Gordon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles car? Or the 06 Sonoma car? Or should I just keep going backwards through my collection to another 2015 car or something? Maybe I could do the Darlington car. Have I done that yet? I don't know if I have. I have to look. Maybe I could do my Darlington car because I was at that race. And it is Darlington this weekend. Of course, I don't have any pictures because all of those pictures were on an old phone, but what do you think? All right, good call. Good talk, chat. We'll do Jeff Gordon's 2015 Darlington throwback car. So, I guess while we're kind of wrapping up here, in the not too distant future, I will be working on the Bobby Labonte Coke Zero car from 2010. I'll be working on my Ryan Sieg car from Watkins Glen from last year. I'm painting those cars currently. It's hard to find time to do things these days. I'll be working on those two. I'll be working on the Kyle Busch 2002 ARCA car. Those 3 will probably be the next 3, and then we'll probably do the Connor Zilic. What else? Connor Zilic Bristol car from last year. Ryan Sieg's 2026 Daytona car. And then at some point I'll get to the Talladega Nights cars. Those are going to be fun ones to work on. Oh, and I might be doing 2003 Stacey Compton Pirates of the Caribbean car. Oh, and a special car for my sister, which I have to make sure she's not on the stream, which I don't think she is, but you guys will see that one in the not too distant future as well. So we got plenty of things to work on. Just trying to get these done. So I think we're going to call it there. It's almost 10 o'clock. We're going to wrap it up. Made some good progress tonight. We'll probably finish these puppies up on Sunday. So we got all the windows done. we got pretty much the main big decals on. I might work on them a little bit on Saturday night, or tomorrow night. We'll have to see while the race is on, while I'm watching the racing. So yeah, I think I'm just going to call it there. I hope you guys had fun on the stream. I hope you have a good weekend. Watch some fun racing. Darlington pretty much always puts on a good show. So Sunday at 3 o'clock is the Cup race. Saturday at 5:30 is the O'Reilly race. And then tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern is the Truck Series race. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. Hope you enjoy the racing. And we will see you on Sunday. Hopefully, to talk about a Ross Chastain weekend sweep. So, with that being said, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.